people not only in Niger State but also.
Still a chance for Ian Robin. It's
let him shoot. No problem.
University
Nigeria.
Good morning, hello, thanks for joining us again this morning at the Gallery Television Newspaper Headline Review. I'm Eleje Chidima, and this morning we'll start with the Daily Sun newspaper with a major headline on presidential election. Akpabio Amosun Fayemi gives Tinubu boost by stepping down. Also, Governor Bandaru Bankole Boniface steps down for ex-Lagos Governor. Ono Nnamani makes strong case for Southeast, demands justice. Chiesa applauds Great Osibanjo's speech as Felix steps down for him. Buhari urges members to support party candidates, emphasizes unity. That's the major headline on Daily Sun this morning. Above the major headline, we have a story. Soludo mocks Catholic priest Ebube Monso, calls cleric prophecy fetilitous, politically motivated. That's on page 28. On the Daily Sun this morning. Drama in Abuja court as the angry judge orders seizure of reporter's camera, deletion of video clips, walks journalists out. That's on page 5. On page 28, still on the Daily Sun newspaper this morning, there's a story, major headline, UBEC 101 billion naira assessed not utilized by state. Agency and marks 2 billion naira for personnel audits. Pollution, federal government plans health audit of Ogoni land residents. That's on page 3, still on Daily Sun. Nigerian record 1.2 trillion naira trade surplus in first quarter 2022, says NBS. That's on page 25. Below we still have another major headline, Nigerian heading to anarchy, says Christian Association of Nigeria CAN. UN condemns Ondo church attack. That's on page 8. 2023 IGP set up electoral offense decks in police command. As on page 4. Still on Daily Sun newspaper this morning. And that will take us to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper with the major headline, presidential primary, APC convention suffers hiccups, voting drags. Presidential primaries, APC convention suffers hiccups, voting drags. A delegate from only 3 states has voted as of 3:52 a.m. Akpabio Amosun Fayemi Bandaru Bankole Boniface Uju steps down for Tinubu. Nicholas Felix steps down for Osibanjo. The best doesn't have to get the prize, says Adamu. Governors gang up against me, Yaya Bello alleges. Nwajuba absent at a convention. Don't let PDP drag Nigerian backward, Buhari tells APT delegates. That's the major headline on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, and the story is on page 2. Above we have marking the picks by Lawal as running mate for 2023 election. That's on page 11. On page 27, still on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, Fulani attack, I don't need your prophecy, Soludo replies Catholic priest. Tension as Okada riders go on the rampage in Lagos. That's on page 30. Still on the Tribune newspaper this morning. Below the major headline, breakthrough for cancer treatment as U.S. drug trial records 100% success. Still on page 8 on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, or you can join us at 12 and 4 for yet another update. DSS rescue abducted Kano APC senatorial candidate murder in Jigawa. That's on page 10. On page 28, UBEC embarked 2 billion naira for 2022 nationwide schools personnel audits. That's all we can take from the Tribune this morning. And that will take us to Punch newspaper. The Punch has a major headline. Slum presidency drama color as APC holds primary. Tinubu Osibanjo merges as front runners. Amechi Lawa insists on tickets. How Akpabio Amosun Fayemi Bankole Boniface Bandaru others step down. Delegates vote into the early hour of the morning. Buhari wants level playing field. That's the major headline of the Punch this morning, and the story is on page 2. Above we have a war massacre church confirmed 38 deaths, plans mass burial for unidentified corpse. That's on page 11. On page 28, talks with federal government panel over strike fruitless, says Sano. Primary Southeast PDP delegates neglect their aspirants, says Ohabunwa. That's on page 7. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning. Below we have why Buhari sees on national carrier, interim CEO Captain Olumide. That's on page 9. On page 3, still on Punch, UBEC votes 22 billion naira for teachers prepares head count. Bamise, absence of defense counsel steals murderers trial. That's on page 5 on the Punch this morning. On page 3, still on the Punch newspaper, there's a story. We want to leave Southeast. Our parents lived here for over 100 years. Siriki Ausa Anambra Haruna said. Lagos Bishop allegedly raped female pastor twice, threatened reporters. That's on page 4 and 5 on the Punch newspaper. Okada riders Lagos task force clash 180 motorcycles 6. That's on page 4 and 5, still on the Punch newspaper this morning. And that will take us to the Daily Independent newspaper with the major headline on Daily Independent. Still on APC convention, APC delegates elect presidential candidates. That's the major headline on the Daily Independent. Above the major headline, a story says, court nullifies a Boeing rescheduled PDP primaries, declares Odigamba candidates. Adebutu Bala Mba, 23 PDP Gamba candidates, gets certificate of return. Court cases steals Kano, a boy. That's above the major headline. By the side of the paper, we have a story. EFCC officials storm APC convention. That's on page 6. Still on page 6, Owo Massacre, Akeredolu releases figures of casualty, vow to hunt down perpetrators. On page 7, Ijigawa APC delegate dies in Abuja. On page 6, as we have a Owo shooting WHO to support FMC on the government. And another major headline below on the Daily Independent this morning, how Nigerian can save poultry industry by association. Another one still on the Daily Independent, you don't need medicine if you eat right, NAFDAC tells Nigerians. That's on page 2. AEDC threatened legal action over alleged EFCC invasion assault on its staffs. That's on page 28 on Daily Independent this morning. And the next with us is the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard has a major headline. APC presidential primaries, Tinubu, Osibanjo, Amechi ahead. Battle 11 other aspirants. Akpabio, Amosun, Fayemi, Bankole, Boniface, Bandari slept down for Tinubu. Step down for Tinubu. Nicholas Felix steps down for Sibanjo. Amechi Onu Umahi Ayode Bankere Okorocha, Jack Rich, others did dig in. Our plan for Nigerian APC aspirants. So female aspirant steps down for Tinubu. Wajuba absent, party intact, won't implode. That's coming from Adamu. That's the major headline on the Vanguard this morning, and the story is on page 5. On page 6 on the Vanguard newspapers published by Nigerian dailies today, one day one hospitalized as building collapse in Kano Quarry Market. Peter Obi, presidential candidate, LP affirms. That's on page 11. On page 13, still on the Vanguard, Senate leader Yahaya Abdullahi dumps APC for PDP. That'll take us below the major headline. 2023 IGP sets up electoral offense tests nationwide. That's on page 8. On page 7, 2023, why PDP will retain takes over more states, says IU. We have another major headline on the Vanguard. Over massacre on the government, Catholic Church differ over casualty figures. That's on page 10. Over 2,000 Nigerian trapped in Mali. That's coming from NEPTID. That's on page 6. APC award APC World Chairman commits suicide in Kogi. That's on page 8, still on the Vanguard. And that's all the story headlines we have on the Vanguard this morning. The next this morning is the Nation newspaper. The Nation has a major headline: Tinubu set for victory. Fayemi Agbabio Bandaru Amosu steps down for ex-Lagos governor. Felix withdraws for Osibanjo. Voting suspended for 2 hours. Above, we have Nigerian oil revenue dipped to 945 billion naira, earning 7% loss. That's on page 8 on the Nation this morning. On page 27 on the Nation newspaper, we have a story on a war attack. 38 bodies for burial, says Bishop. Governor, 22 people died. Why Makinde drops ex-deputy by Oyo PDP? 3,000 of 34,000 PVCs collected in Lagos. Still on page 27. I think that's all we can take from the Nation this morning. The next is the Daily Trust newspaper, and the Daily Trust has a major headline still on APC presidential tickets. Osibanjo Lawal Amechi in race as Tinubu cost to victory. Fayemi Bandaru Akpabio for other step down for Asiwaju. We must remain united, says Buhari. The story is on page 4, and that's the major headline on Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Above the major headline, repair federal government to partially close Lagos-Ibadan highway. Climate Change Act, despite growing crisis, federal government yet inaugurate council. That will take us below the major headline. We have a story: Akeredolu confirmed 22 deaths in Owokali church attack. That's on page 4. Senate leader Yahaya Abdullahi dumps APC for PDP. Soldiers Korea crashed while rescuing accident victim in Abuja. Banditry Mark Ban seeks a way out. That's on page 3 and 26 on the Daily Trust this morning. And that will take us to the last paper we have this morning, and not the least, the Tuesday newspaper. The New Tuesday newspaper has a major headline on at APC convention. This is a project Tinubu winner. I have capacity to articulate a vision of progress, says as Lagos governor. Buhari to delegate both candidates with best chance of victory. Osibanjo, you can't wish Nigeria well and vote someone you don't believe in. Adamu Slams NWC members declares they are irresponsible. Akpabio Amosun Fayemi Badaru Bankole Burface. Andres stepped down for Tinubu. Felix steps down for vice president. That's the major headline on this day this morning. Above, we have federal government, Nigerian others losing $95 billion in productivity due to unsafe food intake. NBS, despite unstable power, discussed rate in 2.4 trillion naira in 6 years. That's on page 5. And below, we have a primaries, IG versus electoral offense decks nationwide. The story is on page 41 on this day newspaper. And that will bring us to the newspaper headline review this morning. I'm Eleje Chidema. For more information, do visit us via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or join us at 12 and 4 for yet another update. Thanks for watching.
Life of people not only in Niger State, but also
Still a chance for Arjen Robben. It's
Let him shoot, let him shoot. No problem.
Nigeria about to exit second wave of COVID-19. Still on the headline
of nursing and midwifery to Edo State College Nursing Sciences as part
With the